When we look back at human history, there's one thing that keeps changing, and yet never really changes: our pursuit of value. Thousands of years ago, people traded through the barter system. A shepherd would give his wool in exchange for grain. But soon a problem appeared. Everyone's needs were different and rarely equal. The one who wanted grain didn't always want wool in return. This imbalance pushed humanity to find a common medium of exchange. And that's how the story of money began. Around 3,000 years ago, in western Anatolia, the Lydians became the first to produce metal coins, small circular pieces of metal. Stamped with the king's seal, they became symbols of trust. Value was no longer in objects, but in symbols. This shift changed not only trade, but the very way people related to one another. Money became the tangible form of trust. Over time, states began using money not only for trade, but as a symbol of power. Rome opened new mines just to pay its soldiers. In China during the Tang Dynasty, paper money was introduced for the first time. These innovations expanded empires and brought the world closer together. Money was no longer just a tool. It was the foundation of civilization. As wealth grew, a new problem emerged: the transport of money. Merchants traveling with bags full of gold became easy targets for thieves. In Italy, the Medici family and other bankers created a new system. Gold was stored in vaults, and in return, letters of credit were issued. These papers could be used like cash in other cities, and thus, modern banking was born. Money was no longer physical. It became a promise, written on paper. By the 19th century, the world had entered a new order: the gold standard. Every nation's currency was tied to a fixed amount of gold: a pound, a dollar, a franc, each one backed by real, physical gold. This system boosted international trade because everyone shared the same guarantee: gold. But it couldn't last forever. The Great Depression of 1929 dealt the first major blow to the gold standard. Banks collapsed, and people lost faith in their money. In 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement established a new global order. Gold gave way to the US dollar, the new symbol of global trust. But in 1971, President Nixon cut the final link between gold and the dollar. From that day forward, money became backed not by metal, but by belief. Its value now came not from gold, but from trust in the system itself. As the 20th century came to a close, computers entered our lives. Credit cards, electronic payments, online banking. Money became invisible. And in 2009, Bitcoin was born. Not controlled by any government or individual, but governed by mathematics itself. For some, it was a revolution. For others, just a dream. But one thing was certain: the story of money had entered a fully digital age. Throughout history, money has always rested on one foundation: trust. Gold, governments, banks, code. In every form, money tells a story of promises between people. That story keeps changing, but its essence stays the same. Today, paper has turned into numbers on a screen, yet one truth remains: belief. Money is humanity's oldest shared belief system. In the years to come, money may disappear from our hands, and even from our screens. AI-driven economies, central bank digital currencies, and blockchain systems are reshaping how we define value. One day, money itself might become completely invisible, but even then, its story will continue, because money is, and always has been, a reflection of human trust. It began with barter, it grew with gold, it evolved through paper, and it was reborn in code. This isn't just the story of money. It's the story of human trust. Financory, telling the real story of money.